Okay, good afternoon all. Today's topic is toxic shock syndrome. Then coming to the definition, it is the syndrome is a rare life-threatening of certain types of bacterial infections. That is we have studied many of those bacterial infections. The later some more bacterial and viral infections are there that I will give you. Then causes often that is a result from toxins produced by Staphylococcus aureus, but the condition may also be caused by toxins produced by group A Streptococcus bacteria. The toxic shock syndrome may occur because due to the bacteria, that is the Staphylococcus, due to some of the toxin the producing of bacterial organisms that may cause of the toxic. So it's a toxic shock syndrome historically has been associated with the primary with the use of super absorbent tampons and vaginal napkins. Toxic shock syndrome can affect men, children and postmenopausal women. Risk factors for toxic shock syndrome include skin wounds and surgery. Risk factors that is can affect anyone. About half of the causes toxic shock syndrome occur in menstruating women. The rest occur in older women, men and children. Toxic shock syndrome has been associated with having cuts or burns on its skin, having had recent surgery, using contraceptive sponges, diaphragms or supra-absorbent tampons, having a viral infection such as flu or chickenpox. Then complications, progress complications may include shock, renal failure, death. Then test and diagnosis. There is no one test for toxic shock syndrome. You may need to provide blood and urine samples to test for the presence of Staphylococcus or Streptococcus infection. Your vagina, cervix and throat may be swabbed for samples and laboratory analysis. Because toxic shock syndrome can affect multiple organs, your doctor may order other tests such as CT scan, lumbar puncture or chest x-ray to assess the extent of your illness. Treatment. If you develop toxic syndrome, you will be hospitalized, be treated with antibiotics, then receive medicine and stabilize your blood pressure. It's low, hypotension, fluids to treat dehydration, receive supportive care to treat signs and symptoms. The toxins produced by the Staphylococcus or Streptococcus bacteria are accompanying hypotension, may result in kidney failure. If your kidneys fail, you may need dialysis, surgery, removing non-living tissues, debridement. Prevention. Manufacture of tampons, pads, no longer use of materials or designs that were associated with the toxic shock syndrome. Also manufacture to use standard measurements and labeling for absorbency and print guidelines on the boxes. If you use tampons, read the labels and use lowest absorbency. Change tampons and pads frequently, at least every 4 hours. Alternate use of tampons and sanitary napkins and use of mini pads. Flow is light. Toxic shock syndrome can reoccur. People who have had it once can get again. If you had toxic shock syndrome or prior serious Staphylococcus infection, don't use tampons. Okay, that's the advice we are giving. You should, when you are menstruating, you should change the pad about 3 to 4 hours. According to the flow, you should change the pads. Okay, thank you.